Where is everybody at? AB is back, as promised. Got the coffee, got the hookah, got my water, finally. And I'm ready to roll and rumble. You seen it, Brendan? Brendan and Ella. It was, man, I am so full. It's not even funny. I am so bloated. It is crazy. Like, whew. I promise after MOAS, we will have our own. You trust AB with that stuff, and you're gonna end up on your back like a roach with your legs up in the sky. So much food, and that all that food you saw was just paving the way also for the desserts after. So hopefully you have a sweet tooth because you're gonna have desserts. Like Arab desserts are crazy. It's gonna take you like at least 48 to the like at least 48 hours after to get hungry again. You're gonna be so full. I'm just so excited. Finally, I get to have my hookah after iftar and my coffee. So, a continuation. Where the questions at? Hopefully, I got the answers. You got the questions, I got the answers. Where everybody at? We're going to talk about a few more things too that we couldn't talk about in the last live. We just didn't have time. I had to go break my fast. I can't wait also to I can't wait to learn how to activate that new camera and the microphone and the whole 9 yards. I have all the things I need. I've always had intros. I've always had the outros. I've had all the stuff, logos, all that stuff. I just haven't been able to apply them because I just been doing it straight on my phone. So, and now Pabloco got that idea of the Discord, and that's gonna be popping sometime soon. Let's see, what's that? I suggested Leo to short hood on their earnings, and I was right, but no one listened. Well, Thanks for letting me know. I didn't. You didn't tell me that. You sold Leo. It's gotta feel so good. Like it's always great to short the hood and be right about it too. That's the ultimate. That's when like shorting is at its finest. Like that company deserves to be shorted. Sorry for all the Robin Hood people, the people that are using Robin Hood for trading. But then again, you deserve it if you're still using Robin Hood. Brendan, that that May 4th is gonna be so crazy. In fact, I'm gonna be looking at that crap of like what's been happening with Facebook. Like, don't let that stuff fool you. And with Netflix, like this whole thing of Facebook had greater income of followers, and they generated more money and whatever and all that stuff. All that is gonna go out the window really soon. So here's the thing, Brendan. May 4th, um, a lot of okay, so a lot of creators are focusing on the regulations that are being passed, but they're forgetting one thing, and not all of them, but a lot, I would say. May 3rd and May 4th is when the Feds meet, and then the 4th is when they announce their meeting results. Go back and listen. Like, I'm trying to give you and other people another way to gauge the market as it goes. Like, not just look at the squeeze play, but look at the other plays. What happens is always, every time before the Feds meet, especially in the market that we're dealing with in these days, before like the depression and all that stuff, the institutional side, or aka the supposedly the smart money, what they do, uh, they spin the narrative of those meetings to do what they do in the market. So right now, the reason why I said this week was going to be like, another consolidating to possibly just be in the green week, um, especially for our stocks, is simply because right now the Fed, like all the market was in fear when the Feds came out last week, and Fed members and even Jerome Powell came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna start unloading assets at the end of May, and we're gonna hike the rates 50 points after the meeting." It's on the table. Like, see, look at those things. This is how they manipulate the market. Now, what the shorts do, and what the smart money does, supposedly, is based on that. That's when you start seeing the red market. Oh, market is in fears. The Feds are gonna rate, like, they're gonna hike the rates, and they're gonna start unloading their balance sheets. And then watch how after the meeting, normally the Feds, like, they sound so hawkish before the meeting, and then after at the meeting or after the meeting, they'll say, "Well, it is all still transitory, so therefore we're gonna hold off on that. But what we're gonna do is hike the rate like 25 points, another quarter or something. But we're not gonna begin um, unloading our assets, like asset sheet, our assets until such and such date." And at that point, that's when you will see that all the market that was in fear for the previous 2 weeks, and like all the major stocks were at like crazy low prices, that's when it starts rebounding. And the smart money, aka, they all somehow, obviously, there's always someone that knows before retail, they react to that and they load up on positions. So basically, in a nutshell, is pump and dump, and they use the news and the media to utilize their pump and dump, to fit the narrative of the pump and dump. So when it was dumped, it's because there's fears about what the Fed is going to do. After the Fed come out and say something opposite to all the stuff they were insinuating on 2 weeks prior, then the market gets propped up because they didn't do that. So apparently now the market is not in fear no more. So it gets propped up, and then 2, 3 weeks later down the line, they do the same thing. Fed members starts coming out, whether it's they're from Philadelphia or Arizona, central bank agencies, or Jerome Powell himself or Janet Yellen. And then they announce they start putting fear in the market. Oh, this time we're going to hike the rates by 100 points and all that stuff. And then that will cause a big chaos and fear in the market. Everything starts dropping. And then they meet again and they do the opposite. Now, here's the thing, though. The reason why I'm so different on this May 4th one is because the market is completely different. The second they decided to finally hike the rates the first time, which was a couple months ago, and then last month they did the same thing again. They hiked the rate another quarter. We're already sitting at 50 points. So this time, if they do another 50, like just 150, and really do, like after this May 4th, if they announce that they're also uploading their balance sheets, holy mac, holy mac. That's when you'll see the big kapoosh happen on the market. Big stocks are going to break like glass, dropping in the middle of the kitchen unknowingly. Let me see who's all in here as well. ATJG64. Al here. What's the best app for pre-market trading? Currently, I have Fidelity, but it starts at 7 a.m. TD Ameritrade is one. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I utilize Webull for that as well. But again, I know it's payment for order flow, but that's not where I have my AMC and my long-term investments like GME and all that stuff. All that stuff is in a different app. But Webull is really good when it comes to just day trading. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what kind of payment for order flow they do. I'm just using it from 4 till 6. Because after 6 in the morning, anyways, things get really weary. Like pre-market is not even the pre-market that everybody thinks of. It's not just 4 to 9:30. No, it's from 4 to 6 is one thing. And then after 6, your chances of actually making some money starts dwindling down. And the reason for that is because other brokers starts opening up, and now you have to go against so many other people who are trying to capitalize on the little surge in the pre-market and exit their positions. That's why you see most of the times in the pre-market after 6, it's a downer, and then majority of the times. And then in the aftermarket, it's the opposite. Normally after 6, that's when some entities who knows some things that are going to get announced the next day starts loading up on positions. That's why you see sudden surges after 6 p.m. in the aftermarket. And then the next day in the pre-market, as soon as it opens up at 4 in the morning, you see a big sudden surge. Those same people that went in at 6 in the evening the previous day or after, before 8 p.m., those are the first people to get out as soon as it opens up at 4. Like 4:05, these guys are already out. 4:02, 4:03, they're already out. Tapped in mindset. How are you, my peoples? How are you feeling? Jeffrey is in the house. What's up, brother? Jeffrey, I can't wait till I get that software that Cam was using. And activate it and work around it so I can actually start sending out links so that we can do lives as well at any given moment. I can, and we have each other's info. We follow each other on Twitter. I don't see why we can't at any given time just pop up, right? What do you think? And we're already talking about doing a Discord soon. Mr. Pabloco is the person with who brought the honor out. So yeah, it's in the works. We're gonna come down to the bottom of it. And Future Whale, my buddy, what's up, brother? How are you doing? Welcome. So, Brendan, hopefully that explains that. I would love to do that too, Jeffrey. I would love to do that. Right now, the way that I do lives, obviously, it's just because my channel's already monetized. So what I do is I just, go in, click the live, and come and meet you guys. straight up to you guys. Now, do I monetize the videos? No, otherwise you'll see ads popping up or anything, because it's just pointless in the live session to monetize it while you guys are in the middle of listening to me. Every like 10, 15 minutes, there might just halt you and give you like a commercial and then bring you back to me. What's the point? I don't monetize any of this stuff. I rarely ever monetize anything unless it's a good video or an important video, not a live. I'm just so in love with the fact that now I can get my hookah, I can get my coffee, my water. Um, so yeah, hopefully that made some sense, guys, about the pre-market. Hopefully that also answers the question, Mr. ATJ G. Um, Again, I'm not for the payment for order flow apps. Let's not like, get it twisted. It's just I use that. Webull is great for pre-market and aftermarket. That's in my world. Again, it's all about making money. If I'm making money, I don't care what they do with the orders, whether they get payment for order flow for them or not. Anyways, I'm not engaging in that market um, when the market opens, or to take long positions. That I don't do there. Options and stuff I don't do over there. It's in the pre-market. You can't do options anyways. Um, no matter what I do, unless it's like a quick in and out position, it's never going to be on Webull. That's just a side crap app that I have. Plus, there are no fees on your orders. So yeah, as much as hate as other creators throw on Weebulls and stuff like that, and Robinhood is pointless. At least like Webull gives you some good, like somewhat of a good charting. Like you could like put indicators and stuff like that, but you're not gonna need that. Like for me personally, I don't use that much because I'm just there for literally like not even long, for less than an hour and a half tops, until 6 maximum a.m. I just do my early morning trades and I'm out, and I close Webull for good. I have nothing on it except my day trades. So besides that, do I care what they do? They get payment for order flow? I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I'm not doing no long positions on it. Whoever's doing long positions on Webull and Robinhood, that's a different story. You can't complain when they manipulate the price, and because they're getting payments for their flow for your orders. That's on you. You're choosing that. They're doing that, and you're choosing that. For me, um, it's perfect for quick in and out. There are no fees on it or none of that stuff. It's free. Why not take advantage of it? You guys spin the system. I understand when you like, have you ever heard? I'm a businessman, okay? And I have my businesses. So there has been so many times where I've done business with entities or people that I didn't like. But that's the cost of business. You got to do what you got to do for business, right? If you don't think like that, then you haven't gotten that far into that point in life. Like you'll see, it's not about how you feel or what you think about something or someone. It's about, when it comes to business, it's business, nothing personal. It's just business. And I exploit business opportunities where everyone is, oh, payment for order flow and all that stuff. No problem. I agree with payment for order flow. I'm not an advocate for Webull. Do you see on my channel putting a join Webull and use my code so you can get $5 off? You don't see that. I just saw a glitch in the system that all other creators don't see, and I'm exploring it. I'm exploiting it, which is morning pre-market. Look, all other brokers are either open later than that, which by then you're coming in late anyways. You're coming in to get slaughtered, or you're going to be paying fees on executing your trades. How are you winning? See? And I'm not using it for long positions. So I'm not buying stock and leaving it in there so my orders can go straight to the market maker. No, I'm putting in and I'm getting out. I'm making my money. It's in my bank account. I see it. I don't care what they do with the orders after that. They can send the paper trail to the market maker and say, oh, this XYZ, this This app or this guy who owns this app is just screwing us every morning. That's it. So we want to send you the paper trail, but we can't send you his orders because he's out. Did you guys hear about the story of that law firm that is trying to talk to the White House for us to explain our position to the White House and how the market is so manipulated and screwed over? It's so funny. Oh, okay. Tap Tim mindset, putting me on the game. Hell yeah. It's family. It's all in the family, brother. Leo the Lion. I don't think Weibo won't crash because their stocks that can be bought only on Weeble. There's stocks that can only be bought on Weeble. And people invest in it. And if it crashes, they will be pissed. And not everybody invested in this play. Um, Not everybody is invested in this play. Yeah, I agree with you, Leo the Lion. There is a big possibility, but you got to think too. Webull goes through Apex. Apex is like the same clearinghouse for so many other brokers. Okay. In the same time, look at the company itself. I'm not again making a case for Webull here. Don't get me wrong. Again, I just told you I use it. I'm like a pimp, and Webull is like my, what's the word? I don't even want to use it. Okay. That's how I look at Webull. Um, but they have their name rights on the Brooklyn Nets jersey. Um, these apps are not going to go nowhere. They will use them for the system. Trust me, the system that the government has set up, as much as we hate it, they will find a way for it to coexist. Um, and things will go on. At the end of the day, once we MOAS, people have this narrative that that's it, the world is over. It really is not. For the amount of corruption and manipulation that has been happening on the market, the least that could happen is that MOAS. And again, it just falls right into their narrative. What is it? A big reset? It happened so many times before. So what? A reset will happen. The system will stay the same. I know some creators out there would not, of course, appreciate what I'm saying right now because their mission is different. But I never came on here saying, hey, I am the hero and I'm going to go and slay all the system and change it upside down. I'm not saying that. That's not me. I'm here to make money. I'm here to trade. I love trading. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, as sad as this sounds, it's a game of if somebody gotta win, somebody's gotta lose. That's trading market. In order for you to make money, somebody's got a bag hold. If you made money, somebody lost. You would hope that it's institutional, but you don't dictate who and you don't know who. You just know you made money. So you got to do what you got to do. That's why I'm telling you, even in the MOAS itself, some people are not going to some people are gonna walk out with money. They're going to bag hold or they're going to lose simply because they're following different methods or they're following other people's missions. There are some creators out there that are just putting like it's their mission to bring down all of Wall Street and the whole entire government, and we're going to rearrange it and we're going to change the constitution and blah, 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 and all that stuff. Good. Believe in that fairy tale. That's for you. This channel does not say any of that. This is an investing channel, and it's about how you could do and take care of yourself and keep pushing forward. It's not a community movement. It is not to try to get votes and change the president or whoever. Hey, again, the system will work. There are far more people out there who are way more influential, that got more money and far more reach. For us, and they're all on the same page. They're all on the same page. You got to remember, they're all on the same page. Versus here with us, we have one common goal now, which is the MOAS. But as soon as in MOASs, trust me, we all have different opinions. Everybody's gonna, somebody's gonna be in the Bahamas, somebody's gonna be this. On the other side, they're all on the same page. Trust me on this. And I'm not gonna say bro, just trust me on this. That's who takes care of world orders. Oh, Lance Smith, nice to run into you, brother. Hey, everybody, say hello to our newest member in here, Olan Smith. He's a brother that came over from Pantheon's station, and he is also a fellow soldier and a fellow service member who I got all the respect for, who, stationed all the way out in Qatar for us. So hopefully you're having a great time, brother, and welcome here to your second home. Again, second home, not your new home, your second home. What law firm are you talking about? It's some it's not that big of a deal of a law firm, but apparently, you remember how like that Danaho guy lawyer who opened up the case against the short or against Citadel, and nothing really came of it. It's one of those cases. Like I'll tell you from now, nothing is gonna come of it. Like they're apparently in Washington, and they're gonna go ahead and try to appeal, go talk to the White House, and they're in delegation, creating a delegation to change it. Again, it's all for media, guys. Nothing is gonna freaking change. No one is even gonna meet with these guys. Take it from me. They're not even gonna welcome inside the White House. They're gonna go there and they're gonna be like, "Hey, we're here to talk to the president," and they're gonna be like, "Okay, you got your passports on you." They might take him in Secret Services, take him to the back room somewhere, and bring in a guy with a cigarette. Say, so you guys are trying to do what? Nothing. I just want to go home to my wife and kids. Let's see. Uh, so what's up with you again, Olan Smith, brother? Future Well, don't worry, bro. I use Weeble for day trading too, as well as Mumu. See, there you go. Future Will understands what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure the rest of you guys understand this. Some people might have thought about it, but they're just too worried to come out with it. I don't care. At the end of the day, what is this? What is the name of this game? Trading. I made my case clear. I made a very clear case. I don't stand for what they do. Obviously, it's grimy. But what is more beautiful, guys? Like Brendan earlier said, he shorted Robinhood and it went down today and it felt so good. And I believe you 100% because I feel so good for you. Like I'm the one who did the short. You know why? Because we know that these companies or these organizations are grimy. So what feels better than being more grimy to someone who's grimy? It's I mean, to me, it just feels great. Uh, Morally, it feels so great. This is my way of sticking it to them. You are sticking people over for payment for order flow, and you're taking their orders and you're shipping them out to market makers. No problem. Keep doing that. I'm not a victim to that. None of my long positions are with Weeble or Robinhood or Mumu or any of these I think apps or whatever these new apps that's popping up for with payment or for order flow. But I knew how to play their system. They created these apps to screw us. Well, I was able to read through the lines and play them. We're holding, right? We're not day trading. Well, at least me, I will say this. I'm not day trading AMC or GME or any of my um, other plays, my long positions. They're all on a different broker, a non-payment for order flow app, right? So I don't care. I don't care when it's time to sell. I'm gonna be making my profits so that order fees, the transaction fees that they make, they would deserve it at that point. Because hey, they're processing something huge for me at that moment. That's the other apps. But when it comes to the Weebles and the Mumus and whatever, like I said, I use Weeble. Um, you would be not a deep thinker to not understand that it's so easy to go in and just utilize them for pre-market orders. That's it. Quick day trading only. Free transactions. It's beautiful. And you're making money off of a platform that tries to screw over the people. I'm like the actual, like what I'm saying right now sounds like Robin Hood himself, like the actual Robin Hood. I am robbing Weeble because I go in, I make my money, and I'm out. And they could do whatever after that. They can take the paper trail and ship it to the mail to the market maker and say, "Hey, we want to send you this guy's order, but he's never in the market with any long position. He's just day trading," which is something I'm doing regardless. But instead of doing it on these other apps and pay transaction fees on it and blah blah blah, and have to, with some apps I have to wait until 7 or 8 or 6. Why? I can get on from 4 in the morning with this app. They can do payment for order flow as much as they want. I'm not sticking there. I'm just doing 1 2 hour max, getting in my money through them, paying no fees on the transaction, and I'm walking right back out. And I go back to my sleep, and then I go back to my original non-payment for order flow app after. If the squeeze happens, what the hell would I be doing in Webull? Why would I? Because I don't have anything in there. I don't need it. I just love screwing them over. I will definitely try this out soon. Hey, this is not financial advice, tapped in mindset, but guess what? Um, it's do your thing. If it works for you, it works for you. Let's see. What are your pre-market setup? Um, as in what? I just look like tapped in mindset. Like most of the times, if I don't catch something for the after hours the previous day that is going to be a mover the next day, then I wait for the pre-market. As soon as it opens, like I said, some stocks are just going to be spoon fed to you. Like they're going to be put on a golden platter and they're going to be given to you. The volume is already there. It's moving. There's some stupid news about it, whatever. It's going to dump back down, but you don't care. You're just using the volume that is happening and the hype that is happening to figure out the perfect moment to walk in and the perfect moment to go out. So go in, go out, keep the money, go back to sleep, and say "F you, Weeble." I mean, if any creator or anyone comes out and tells me like, "Hey, you're wrong and you're terrible and whatever," then I would love to tell them, "How am I terrible? How am I even hurting the movement? I'm making money on this, and I'm walking out. I don't have any long positions in it. They're not sending any payment for order flow uh, stocks about me because I'm not holding anything in there. I'm just taking advantage of the fact that one, no transaction fees, 4 in the morning, open, and it's very easy to use. It's much easier even platform than the regular platforms. Like look at TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim or even Fidelity. I dare you to say that it is quicker or much sooner that you can put in the stuff than the Weebles. Now, for long positions, you have to do what you got to do, and it's okay. I will pay the long-term fees on it. I'll do all that. I don't care at that time because, again, it's after MOAS is going to be all worth it. I'll take my time with that and I'll enjoy it. But for pre-market, why would I even pay a single penny extra for a broker that didn't even take the position? It's my position. So I'm all for payment for order flow apps. But again, that's my reasoning right here. Go listen to other creators. They're not going to talk about this because again, creators are like most creators are unfortunately are just like news anchors. They're reporting news, reporting life. We're trying to get something going. This is what it's about. This channel or the channel is supposed to be about putting out something that you or everyone, even you guys, can bring in something and all of us can walk away with something educational, not financial advice, just educational. I bet you right now I turned some heads right now by saying this. Some people might have walked in just on the part where I was saying Weeble, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna delete this guy. But if they listen longer, they'll see something that no other creator is talking about. Strategy, my friends. Strategy. Again, this is trading. Put all the emotions on the side, put the principles on the side, and make your freaking money. And it feels good. You're taking it from them. I'm definitely catching your vibe. I'm catching yours too, Tapped In Mindset. Oh, Oland, since you're in Qatar, you already know a lot about shisha. This is double apple. You probably tried it already down there because that's the majority of the people over there. That's what they smoke. Future Will, thank you, brother. Good speech. Thank you. Appreciate it because it's for the best people in the world. You guys, all of you guys. Only God knows how much I value all of you guys. But nothing we can do but hold. Exactly. And that's why on those other apps, I'm not paying any transaction fees. on my TD Ameritrade or my Fidelity accounts, I'm not paying any holding fees. But at the same time, I'm idle. And I will be stupid to tell you that I will be day trading on that, um, you know, because you're going to be paying fees on it and all that stuff. There's ways to hustle the market. They want to hustle us. Well, not this bad boy right here. They're not hustling my ass. I'll make something out of nothing and I'll make money out of it. You want a payment for order flow? Go ahead. I'm not going to give you any positions to pay to get paid for for payment for order flow. In fact, I'm going to just give you a paper trail of me going in and going out and laughing on my way out and saying, I made money. Go report that to your market maker. Pete, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you again. Right on, man. Of your word. You're the greatest. Nah, man. Don't hype my head up, Mr. Panulo. You are the greatest. Getting those ships for our servicemen. You're one of the heroes. One of my heroes for sure. So I'm nothing. I will only dream to be something like you guys. You and Olan Smith. You guys are definitely an inspiration, and all of you guys in this chat as well, for whatever you're doing. But again, Mr. Panulo, you're doing something that makes you feel great when you go home. Could be very tiring, could be hard, but that's the cost that you pay. I understand, and I believe that you already know that. Ghost 2. What's up, Ghost? Oh, Lance Smith, I need to talk to Joe. Open up. Oh, Land, yes, that's exactly what that firm is doing. You know, that's funny. Joe might be wondering in the backyard or in the White House, like just on the lawn somewhere. They might come out here and say, "Hey, sir, there's a group want to talk to you." Who? Where are we? Much love to our leaders at the end of the day, no matter what. We're all on that same path. We're all going to get old one day, guys, and you never know. I could be laughing right now, and at some point, some other young guy in the future, that's if I live long enough, might be in the same position and might laugh at me. So never making fun. I'm not making fun of anybody's condition. This is life. I just, no matter what kind of person they are, again, that's besides the point. But at the end of the day, it's just hilarious. Can you imagine these guys like a no-namers? We want to stand with the apes and we want to change the structure of the market. So therefore, we're here and we demand a meeting in the Oval Office. Diaz, how are you doing, brother? Jeff, you know what to do. DM Diaz. Great talk on here, bro. And it will sure be visit to my second home. Got to go back to sleep for a few. Thanks and good luck to you. Thank you, brother. Again, appreciate you much, Olan Smith. And have great sleep and see you on the other side tomorrow. Tapped in mindset. I did this, but I was on top. Something till I wasn't. Oh, okay, yeah. When they report who's their top traders and their percentage winning or whatever and winning, yeah, that's good. Again, at the end of the day, I walk in. I don't even know. I don't even look at that stuff. I literally walk in pre-market, execute, get my positions, get out, make my money, transfer the difference over, and that's it. That's my day-to-day money. I don't even need to spend anything from my business or my businesses or from my positions, and any extras I load up more on my other platforms on my AMC and GME. It's gotta love it, right? To me, that's a beautiful plan. That sounded like the Coca-Cola commercial. Ah, Oland like grape mint. Okay. We'll get one going. when after the MOAS, Oland and family, we'll all go smoke hookah somewhere on the beach somewhere. Brendan, that's all about trading, right, AB? Uh, where all the gambling if we buy one share of any stock? Ah, okay. That's all about trading, right, AB? We're all gambling if we buy one share of any stock. I'm trying to see what is your narrative here, Brendan? Hmm. I don't know if you were being sarcastic or being funny, or it was something that I said. I try looking out for you in the chat. That's the OLED. Okay, right back at you. What are your daily hitters? Would trail you pick up on after hours? Or okay, tapped in mindset, yes. So what I do is sometimes I look at the after hours and I see after 6 normally that's when somebody, when it gets as close as it gets to 8, that's when people who want to get ready for the next day, for the pre-market of the next day, that's when they start taking positions. Because again, they don't do it throughout the market. Because if they do that, then they spike up and they get a lot of attention, unwanted attention, retail attention. So what happens is they load up at the last moment later, and then the next day when it first opens up, that's when the stock pops. And as soon as people catch wind to that, what happens is they are on their way out as you are on your way in. So it's I mean, I make it sound easy, but it's really not, because at the end of the day, you also still have to, even with all that being said, and you figure all that out, you still have to know and master your entry and then your exit right after. You have to be content. And again, since it's a day trade, you have to wire your head differently, and not be greedy and get caught with the emotion. If you see it go crazy high, like starts moving very volatile, you can't be caught emotionally with that and say, oh, it could go up more and more and more. Like, that is the number one way. Just when it goes up like that crazy, it could drop very fast and rapid as well. So you got to be content. Again, you got to remember that this is nothing but pocket money and is day trade purposes. That's all. Now, it makes a big difference depending on what kind of capital you're working with. So, like, if it's different for someone who's walking within $500 or $1,000, or someone who's walking with 10K, or someone who's walking in with 50K to day trade with. 1-2 trades out. Some people are even doing it with 100K. Don't be surprised. That's on a retail side. They'll walk in, do 2 trades, 50-50, boom. And it's very key as well to keep your eyes only focused on one, maximum 2 things. Do not get too hot, like caught up with like all the stocks that are moving or ripping or whatever, because at that point you're already gonna lose on a few of them, like right off the bat, simply because you're looking at one while the other one could be doing something. So again, that's just a side tip from me, not financial advice, just a side tip. That one was for all of you guys, that puff. And sometimes tapped in mindset, if I don't look at the after hours from the previous day, I would look at the that morning itself. As soon as I see the volume and everything rips, that first candle, there's always a drop. I look at my VWAP, I look at my RSI, I look at the candles, where they at, positioned perfectly, and then that's when I time my entry. As soon as I see my entry, after that, it goes up. Everybody has a different level of tolerance of risk of what they want to get out on and what they're okay with and what they're not okay with. Again, that mindset, you apply it on a daily base for an X amount of time. Next thing you know, you're going to see or find yourself doing the same thing, but with bigger numbers. And then your payouts are much different. Let me tell you this. And I'm not going to be kidding saying this to you guys. If you get that wired mindset for day trading and you get that groove, you get your groove going on it, and you got your system perfect, You will make more money in the long run day trading than any MOAS will ever pay you. Take it from me. Take it from me. But now we're stuck in that MOAS. Obviously, you do what you got to do with that. I'll never advise anyone what to do because I'm not a financial advisor. But while your positions are sitting, you can still be making money. And if you master it, you will know that after the MOAS, you would have a lot more capital to do a whole lot of things with a lot more numbers. So think of it like this. Just think of it like this. You have $100,000 suddenly that you're going to start trading with. I'm not saying that's what you will make from MOAS, but I'm saying, let's say after MOAS, you took out 100K and you're like, I'm going to day trade with this. Okay. This is just hypothetical talk. And then you go like and apply what I was just talking about all this earlier, this whole 40 minutes, and you get into a position in the early market as soon as it opens in the pre-market, and you pick out the right moment, and it goes up 8%. Okay, and you took literally like you dumped in, and this is, I know it sounds crazy, but again, at that point, the 100,000 to you is like $10,000 right now after the MOAS. Just think of in the future, okay? Imagine if you make an 8% on that play and you walked in with $100,000 on that play. Look how big of a play that was. What's your turnaround? 8K? Tell me. What do you think? And that's all in one trade that happens to be less than a few minutes long. You do one or two of those, and let's say you don't even do that every day. You do that just once a week. Let's say it was one every day. That's it. And I know it's like a fixed number, but I'm just giving you, because sometimes you could even make more than 8%. You could easily get 20%, 15%, even more. But just hypothetically speaking, 8 times 4, that's 24,000 a month. You multiply and see what it is per year. And then you tell me what I don't have my calculator with me, and I'm not going to use a pen and a paper right now. Do you even have to go and work? Your other MOAS money could easily be invested in so many different things, whether it's a venture that your dream, your goal, whether it's picking up bonds for a future date, because bonds are going to be jack shit so low at that point after the MOAS. You can buy bonds for a 30-year or 10-year bonds. There's so many things you could do, and your money is going to get fixed income, is going to bring money back, is going to earn you money back. You can invest again in the S&P 500 if you want at that point, at that low point. And on top of that, you're making what? At least 140, 150K a year day trading. That's your job. Makes a lot of sense to me, guys. Cigarro, welcome. How are you, my friend? Hi, AB, and howdy, brother. A quick cue for a U. I love you, Cigarro. Do you think other meme stocks will squeeze before or with or after GME or AMC? Okay. Personally, I think they're all going to squeeze at the same time, but the levels that they will squeeze to are not going to be extremely high. Like, for example, AMC GME squeeze, or AMC, whichever one of the two will squeeze. The other one and the other ones are gonna squeeze as well with them, but not to the same insane levels. So that the numbers, like, so that the price of the stock is gonna be high enough for you to contemplate whether that's a good entry or not, and that's when you see the major push. So I'm gonna give you an example. AMC squeezes whatever number it squeezes to. At the very same time, you might see a sundial or a tlry or Bed Bath & Beyond squeeze from, let's use sundial for this example, from the 50 cent or whatever to $3, okay? But it'll sit there. Now, at that point, even when you exit your AMC position, you're gonna look at sundial and you're gonna be like all traders. Let's just be honest here. You got to think ahead and think about the moment. You're gonna be like, oh, $3 might be a lot. Might be the moment where the price drops. So I'm gonna hold off and look for a better entry point. And at that very same moment, that's when you will see sundial go to 10, 15, 20, whatever, do its actual full potential squeeze, like bloom. Um, that's what I think is going to happen. Now, I don't know for sure. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but you tell me, do you think that makes sense? Because again, they can't risk. I've already thought of the idea of they can't risk have it sit at 50 cents. And everybody knows when you exit AMC and GME, you're going to be looking to capitalize even more. You see sundial at 50 cents, you bet your mother everybody's going to load up on that. And then sundial becomes even way more dangerous to them than even AMC or GME ever was, because now you got people who are dumping in AMC and GME with 10,000 and 5,000 and 20,000, all their life savings. But now these same people are coming back with hundreds of thousands or millions, and they're dumping big positions, big blocks in those stocks. They're going to squeeze the living shit out of those stocks. So what is the only way? And they, in the same time, to contradict, like on the opposite end, they can't also let all the stocks squeeze fully potentially, because there's not enough money in the world that right back to back to back to back can cover all of them at the same time. Like GME, AMC, all the meme stocks all go up to infinity and beyond. That's also unfeasible. So what is the only way that they can mediate? Yet try to prevent everyone from jumping in those stocks after they get out from AMC and GME, is what I just explained. Let those, like, get those stocks up to a certain level where people are going to look at them and say, I would love to be in this right now, but this might be the moment where this stock starts dropping because it's just way overbought. And look at it, it's at $3, for example, like sundial. I'll wait for it to go back at least to $1 before I jump in. But at that point, I don't even think that the dollar will be ever seen until that squeezes over. Because at 3 or 4, I could see it picking up heat after GME and AMC are all over with. Now they have time for this one. They will clean it out, but they will start at that higher level so that a lot of people will be too tempted and afraid to jump on, thinking that there will be a better price at the bottom. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Again, that's what I think. I don't know for a fact if that's what will happen. I screen recorded the clip. This is good stuff. Tapped in mindset. I'm tapped in to you, brother. Thank you. You should be watching an NFL draft. Well, I mean, we have a lot of first round picks for Packers. We got 2 because of the Devontae Adams trade. So hopefully they can get it right for once. Hopefully they can get it right for once and get the right players for Aaron Rodgers. It's just a shame. It's such a shame. And I know, Lion, you'll be happy for us to not get it right. Hopefully Jimmy Garoppolo stays with you guys. I love you, Lion. What's up with the low open interest for the end of May? Okay. A lot of people are future will. A lot of people are really tuning into that theory that the squeeze could be then, because the market maker cleaned out most of the options for those final for the end of May and the beginning of June. Honestly, if I was to believe in that theory, I believe in the opposite effect. I don't believe the squeeze could be in the end of May, early June. I believe if it is true, or if that was to happen, I believe it would happen earlier, like after that May 4th meeting of the Fed. And why I say that? That's because, one, there's always going to be option traders. Like, there are people that took options that's due in 2023. or September or July or August. You can't do nothing about those. So some people are tackling this from a different angle. They're tackling it that the market maker do not want to take care of any options. That's not the case, because at the end of the day, he's going to get burnt somewhere, but his job is to try to outweigh the in the money and out of the money. As long as there's more out of the money than in the money, he's good, right? Now, here's the thing. I also don't believe, because the theory that follows the idea that the end of May is very clear and there's no open interest on contracts, the market maker cleaned them up. But also what backs that theory up is that TCP accounts idea, which, Boss Blunts and Casey Shaw and Pantheon came up with, and those guys are obviously genius level. So these guys are I don't contradict anything these guys say, but what I'm adding here is I don't see the system like doing this like this to screw them over, like the servicemen over. I think that makes more sense to me is if the crash happens within those dates. So the opposite of what they're thinking. They got it right. I think they got it right. But I think what's going to happen is going to be the opposite. And here's why I say that. These servicemen and all that, majority of them are not invested in meme stocks. Okay? So what is the point of the government locking them away? Majority of the people invested in meme stocks are retailers like you and me who are not a service member. That's the majority. So if they really want to screw over people, they need to be screwing us, not those people, because those are less percentage within a lesser percentage. So we are the big pie. We are majority holders, the retail. But this particular group, the TCP group accounts, are a very small part of that big retail community. Okay. So if they want to screw someone over, it's us they need to screw out. Not the nucleus within the egg. Okay, you following with me? So what I think is going to happen around that time is that's when the great crash will begin. Because the only thing that these people will be able or want to do between those dates, they're not allowed to transfer money or sell or do anything in those dates. I think the opposite is going to happen around those dates. And that's when the crash happens, which means the squeeze have already taken place prior to those dates. Again, this is a theory, guys. I'm not giving dates. I'm not thinking. I'm just analyzing that theory that these gentlemen brought out, right? And let's see if it makes more sense to you guys. Because these guys, when the market is dumping, all these TCP accounts are going to try to transfer their funds. They're going to try to save money, right? But at that point, the government has been depleted, given that the MOAS happened prior. The government is going to be depleted. And obviously, they're going to need every penny to take back. Do you think they will allow all the TCP accounts, which in that world is the most? We retailers are not too much investors in. It's either institutional or pension funds, TCP accounts that are invested in long-term stocks like the Microsofts, the Apples, whatever, and government securities. When the market crashes, those people are going to go and they're going to try to transfer shit or take it out or do whatever to hedge. But if they're not allowed to do so in those time frames, I personally think that's more likely to happen than the idea of the MOAS happening then. Because I think that those dates, if the theory of a squeeze and a crash happening or applies here, then I believe that around those dates will be the crash more so than the squeeze, because it just makes more sense to block these people from trying to take their assets out. And after they're cleared again, after June, I don't know, was it June 3rd, June 4th, after that day, then they can do whatever they want to do. But at that point, when they come back in, the market is already their net worth of their stocks or whatever they're holding has already been completely sacked. And now what are they going to transfer? What are they going to do? Do you follow with me here? Hopefully you guys understand what I was trying to get to or what I was saying here. Hopefully it makes sense. Lion. I want to own an MMA gym. Okay. I would love to be there. I'm all about MMA. Um, I'm not gonna be fighting. I'll tell you that. With the Moas money, why would I need to do that? But I definitely promote fights for you. I'm a very good promoter, and I'm a very good talent, like person in finding talent. And do my hobby for the rest of my life. Okay. Well, Lion, don't worry, brother. I will not be fighting with you. Whatever you say goes. You and Guy Glock, the Glock guy. How Pabloco, how do you find the runners in the pre-market though? LOL. The scanners show the ones the rocket at 4 a.m. then die off. See, here's the thing, Pabloco. Those same runners, they're gonna have to drop, right? But nothing just goes down like this and continues going down. Everything does this, 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 this. So once you see that runner, this is what I do. When I see that runner, I will look at the volume. If it was stupid volume, like if it did this, and you look at the volume and it says like 500 or a stupid number or 2000, then I'm not touching this. Obviously, this is all stupid and it's gonna do a big dump, and there's no, like, it's gonna be very jet lagged. It's not gonna go, like, it's not gonna be moving. What I'll be looking for, something with really high volume. If I see something with, as soon as it opens at 4 and it's like, let's for example say it's 401, 402, and it's already 100, 200, 300, 400,000 at that time, right there, automatically this stock has potential for me. Right there, I stop right there, and then I will look at that first candle and see that first drop. You're not going to outbeat the first rise because that comes as soon as 4 o'clock opens. Those are people that took positions the previous aftermarket. You're not going to get in with them because you don't know which stock does what it does until it does what it does. So it's already going to be too late for the first rock, but it's always about the second and the third and the fourth wave. That's what I do. I look at the drop. I look at the first like those candles and how they're filling up, whether they're sell or buy candles, green candles, red candles, and look at when it goes up again and how strong was that wave. I will be looking at the VWAP, whether the number right now is under or over the VWAP, then the RSI, which means the volatility and how fast it's moving up or down, whatever. And then I will take my position. I will time where I'll take my position. I will look at the candles, see where this previous, resistance was and where this previous support was. I'll take my position initially there. And as soon as it takes up and it clicks, again, I'm not there to collect 30, 40, 50% or 100% profit. I have a strategy. I'm in, I'm out. And I keep doing that. Again, once you build a winning streak, then you get into the groove. And once you get into the groove, after that is over. Your tolerance for risk becomes much, much, much less, to a point where it's dangerous, where it's like you're not worried anymore. You throw 100K on something and you're like thinking of it like it's $10. I kid you not. You'll see with time. When you get to that, you'll see. You'll get to that point and you'll start doing that. But it's all about creating that groove and following that system. Hopefully it catches on for you, Pabloco. Look, tell dog, how are you, brother? Hey, V, are you taking fat bong rips? Just see if there's more into it still. Oh yeah. How are you, tell dog? That's what I'm trying to learn. Captain mindset and be on. But you're on it, AB. Listening with both ears. Well, that's good. Insane. That's how I imagine professional trading is like. But the 28,800, sheesh, even with taxes, I can still build wealth. You see what I'm saying? Top 10 mindset. Uh, it's not about that one hit wonder with the stock, which is what I'm afraid of the most about the MOAS is most people that are in the MOAS, which is good. Again, there's a good and a bad. The good is that we need more mass, we need more numbers, so more people are in it. And it's better for their own good that they don't know much more beyond the buy and hold, because if it suits everyone else, it helps everyone else out. If people are just day trading the stock, we will never have MOAS talk, no squeeze talk. It'll just be a move once in every quarter or every 6 months, and then that's it. It's just a random stock. But that's the good part. The bad part is after the MOAS, it's gonna be like a lottery situation where people who make money from lottery, they always end up going broke afterwards, because you got to remember, we're going into recession, we're going into a terrible, terrible time. Inflation, people are going to spend money on Lambos and moon tickets and whatever and stupid crap stuff. And not all, but a big chunk will, vacations and this, but they don't have a side plan to what's next. So that money becomes more of a money that you're just spending, and eventually is going to come to an end. That's the sad part that I fear for most apes, for majority of the community. But um, don't worry, guys. Here, we throw out different agendas. So, you can only save what you can save, and you can only do what you can do. At the end of the day, that's what we're all about over here. Hopefully that rubs off on everyone else. What are you smoking, young man? KL, how are you doing, my friend? This is a shisha. It's a hookah. It's flavored tobacco, basically. Very low in nicotine, extremely low. I'm not trying to make a case for it like it's a good thing. All smoking is bad for you guys. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a vape, sundial, cigarettes, hookah. But this is it's much more tolerable for me than cigarettes. Of course, I can't do cigarettes. Um, so I enjoy the flavors that's in it, and I enjoy the smoke that comes out, and I can blow out O's and all that stuff. It's a social tool more so than anything. Um, so yeah, there you go, KL. How are we looking for next week, AMC? Um, so for next week, until May 3rd, KL, or May 4th, basically, May 4th, it's all going to be one thing, but until May 4th, that's when the real deal comes in. Why May 4th? I said earlier, because that's when the feds announce what they're going to do. And based on what they announce, the markets are going to react accordingly to it. If they kick the can down the road and don't if they don't announce that they're going to unload their um, assets, their balance sheets, and if they say they're not going to hike the rates another 50 points or whatever, then obviously that's basically enough, and you'll see the stocks all rip again. Like all the market is going to move up again because no more fear. Mark my words for it. If they announce the opposite, and yes, they do announce that they're going to begin unloading positions of their assets, the Fed's assets, and they also go through with hiking the rate as well because they want to tackle inflation, and inflation have carved such a big gap in the teeth of this economy, to the point where you have to do a root canal. Like there is no more you can save the tooth anymore. There's no way you can save this economy. That's my point. It's done. It's done. But if they announce that stuff, then you're gonna see the big kapoosh. I love that word. That's when that's the beginning of sell-offs. And I'm not saying meme stocks. I'm saying sell-offs on the other stocks. Your Microsofts, your Facebooks, if they can still handle anymore. But why not? It's a correction. It's a correction, guys. And you'll take a long time to try to come back out of it. But guess what? With a lot of money, you're playing the long game. I'm not going to give out any, obviously, financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But you know, you scoop up a Facebook or a Amazon at at joking prices, and all you have to do is wait a couple of years, if for it to start going back up. That's 2020 all over again for you, just on a more exotic level, the real reset level. KL, hopefully that answers the question. Tapped in mindset. Oops, $384,000. Hey, guess what? You're part of the one percenters at that point. Tapped in mindset. I told you I just gave all of you guys the way to replace the one percenters. That if we all go on, we all can be replacing definitely the one percenters. Because in order for all of us to take that much money and do it on a yearly base, make a like a career out of it, that means we're taking out of the pockets of someone. And who has that kind of money? I would love. Most likely, it's going to be market makers and one percenters, obviously. Um, yeah, that sounds fun to me. I love it. You want to stick me? No, I stick you and me. That's what we're gonna tell them. Tell dog, love it, brother. Oh, I love it too, brother. Oh, it's on its last legs. Come on, fire out the questions. I love all you guys. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how many channels right now are busy with dramas and he say and she say and all this crap. While there's so much to discuss. But again, like I told you guys, majority of the creators, and again, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I just always speak for myself. If I get invited to go live anywhere, I go live anywhere. I don't care where. I represent myself. Even if Ken Griffin tomorrow invites me on a live, I will attend. Best believe I will attend. But I will be taking care of myself. I will talk about my agenda. I'm not gonna be joining his agenda or whatnot. Um, and I take pride and I'm humble. I'm humbled every time I get asked to go, like with Cam. I love the guy. He gave me an opportunity. He gave me an opportunity to come on as a guest a couple times. He sent me, and I went there and enjoyed it. I met the amazing Wolfpack, his people, all those amazing people in there. I met all the mods there. Great people. I went on the Massalorian before, and it was fun. I got to meet some people that probably met me through you guys, through them. I go in pantheons almost every night. Just love the guy. Um, and that's how it goes. So does it mean that I'm changing or not? Never. AB will always be the same. All of you OGs of the subscribers here, before you've seen AB anywhere else, the guys that just found me here, you guys can vouch for that. You guys know what's up. AB has been the same every step of the way, ever since the channel got started. Um, I'm not out there to trying to change anybody or take from anyone. But like I said, majority of creators are news reporters. They come and report to you. Yeah, you might learn something from them, like as far as news that you didn't know before and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you like news is only half of the equation. You want to know things that you didn't know before. Things that you could when you learn the news, you can apply it to. What can you do with the news if you don't know what to do with it, with the news? Let's ask that question. That's a good question, isn't it? It's all about knowing what to do with the news. That's why the news, or when they say, buy the rumor and sell the news. So the rumor, you bought it, but you don't know. It's like buying a car that has like 800 or 900 horsepowers on it, but you don't know anything about horsepowers and all that talk. And you try to go and sell it and you put it on Facebook Market and you say, it looks new, it's clean, it for some reason it drives fast, it's not that friendly on gas, so I'll take If there's no Kelly Blue Book out there, or if there's no sites that help you with that, people will be played every day on that in that market because they don't know the value of what they're holding. So what you want to know is new information, something that you can learn and go and utilize, a new methods, things that you can add to your methods, more things that you didn't know before. That's the point of this, is for growth, for all of us to grow. I learned so many things through you guys in the chat and all that stuff. And you guys do the same from me as well. And that's what it's about. But for me, hearing the news, okay, thank you. Well, if I don't know what to do with it, what's the point? It's just hype. Oh, yes. you're not gonna take advantage of it because you don't know what to do with it. So it's all about knowing what to do with it. Who's Leo the Lion, brother? AB going to say after squeeze, later scrubs. AB's not gonna say that. AB's always gonna be with the family. I th- Trust me. There's more. As I told you before, AB is a business mindset, and more importantly, AB has principles and values. And again, the OGs here knows what's up. Leo the Lion, you're the first one. You should know that. Um, I see more strength in being here around, especially after the Moas, than even here. Because right now it's all about creating the kingdom and rallying the troops and going and doing what we got to do. Not saying that I'm a king or a leader of any movement or any of that. Hear me out. But after the Moas, we could have a community here that could literally, on any Discord, can go and destroy every community out there, like every Weeble, every Robin Hood, every stock, every short small float stock. We have crazy potential, guys. And more important than that, we will have a potential to see business opportunities. What I mean by business opportunities are things like we all going to be talking to each other and say, hey guys, look, because of the recession, look at this right now. Remember the story I told you guys about the group of people that went and purchased a lot of many cars? They financed many brand new cars, and they went and recruited so many people from the streets and got them to work on that. They opened up not Weeble. They opened up Uber accounts on like literally like a bunch. They made it like a taxi company. They opened many of them, and they got people to drive those cars and paid those people weekly salaries. Those people were freaking genius. It's crazy. And I don't know if it's legal or not. I don't think it's legal, but they were doing it, and the people were okay. Some people were making $800, $900, $1,000 a week, and they were okay with it. The other people were making basically royalties off of them because they say, I bring the car, you bring the hard work. The people that created the idea were like, I can't drive 20 cars at the same time. But what I can do is I can go ahead and finance these cars. And by that, I control the person who works for me, which sounds evil, I know. And then these people go to work. They drive all these cars. I sit in the office and I just make sure every week they can take everything, even if they take just 10% from every person's earnings, and they have like 40, 50 people doing this, they can pay off the car. And by the time all this is said and done, they would have like 50 cars all, all for their name, all for them. And they would have made so much money off of other people working. That's freaking business right there. That's smart. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but there's going to be a lot of different potential. We just have to see the conditions of what happened after the market, goes down on its knees and says, slay me, please. Like I'm dead. I'm half dead already. Just do me the mercy act. That's what you guys are going to do. Pam the Trader, how are you, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Adrian Fernandez, I never thought I would see this moment. It's the person, the one and only that that joins Pantheon all the time and gets all of us to crack up in his in his live stream. Not exactly sure how, but YouTube rolled me in here like an online tumble. So I see you're like the same everywhere. Well, thank the Lord to YouTube for tumbling you in in this chat, Adrian. Um, all I have to say is welcome to your second home, away from your first home. Obviously, your first and one and only home will always be the Pantheon. And we all meet there to support our brother and to listen. It's not really more of a support, it's more of a community kind of thing. We sit there and love it. Um, and obviously, I don't need to bring up anything talking about his values and his principles. They speak for themselves. His actions speaks for themselves, and his word speaks for themselves. So again, it's a shame for all the drama that's happening around. But again, we're here to learn and make money. We're not here for all this stuff. So I'm proud of how he handled his business, and I'm proud of what he said as far as he's never gonna address it again and go through it again, because again, it's water under the bridge and it's way below his standards. So let the world burn on the outside my gates. If this is a saying, if the world has no principle, if I have principle and the world doesn't, let the whole world burn. I don't care. And that's what he should act like and think like. And I know he's exactly just that. Let's see. Pam, tell dog is saying hi to Pam and Adrian. The stock whiz. Hi, how's it going, brother? How are you doing? The 1% biggest blunder was creating the internet and giving access to the 99%. Out of greed, and due to greed, they will fall. Yes, Adrian. So you also are not just the joke writer or the joke getter. You're also the wise man. That's a very interesting combination. Extremely good combination. You'll go far. Did you see that a hedge fund manager jumped off his building after dropping to 826 million, coming from 2 billion? He lost, plus he lost his clients. Is that new news? Because that happened like a year and a half ago. Is that something new? Because if that's the case, then wow, that's becoming a trend. If that's new news, if it's not the old case that I remember back in 2020, then I mean, of course, it is unfortunate. No one should be happy about, or at least mainly for their families. But if he was one of the shorts on our plays, then I don't feel any remorse. Again, guys, also, this is a side opinion, AB's opinion, but I know that everybody has different level of pain tolerance in life. But choosing the easy way out like this is very cowardly in my book. I would not respect anybody that take that stop that stop themselves or their way in life short just because whatever the case may be, no matter what the money is about, no matter what. I'll tell you guys something crazy. When I first started into this trading stuff in crypto, I was in the crypto back in the early 2013s, 2012s. Bitcoin and stuff was not allowed to be traded here in the States. So if you were trading crypto, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, all that stuff was happening outside the States. So I was investing in like brokerage and services that were like in Europe, freaking Amsterdam and whatnot. And some of them were in Canada. And I kid you not, guys, like there was a moment where I had Bitcoins that on that first surge that it had back in the 2014, that again, and at that time, I was just 22 years old. And at that very same moment, again, I'm being very honest and open with you guys. Again, you guys are all family. But I'm gonna this has a point to it. 22 years old, and I was looking at over $600,000 in my account. Crazy, right? I didn't sell right away. I went because I'm thinking like I believed in the in the technology and all that stuff. You know what happened? I went to try to do any sort of transfer or withdrawal randomly, and I couldn't do shit. And then when I continued to call them and call them and call them, guess what I got? Nothing. You know what I ended up collecting? At 22 years old, and it broke me to my core, like to my literally to my core. Any like yes, I could have easily went and jumped off of this or done that, but you know what? As they say, money is power, but guess what? You're the one who make money. You're the one who makes the money. The money doesn't make you. So the power, okay, is there, but you're the one who make the power. You are the power. Money doesn't make you. You make the money, guys. I know you all hear this and you know this. You don't need somebody to remind you of this. But in moments like that, like when it's really applicable, like what happened with me, or perhaps what happened with this guy, that jumped off, that's when you gotta like go reserve back to these thoughts. That's when you have to go back to your true conviction. Sorry, not convention. And that's when you also at those very same moments start thinking to yourself, like, what is my purpose in this life? Because again, that at that moment, over a half mil, and oh my god, I can't touch none of it and it's gone. I was like I said, I was brought down to my core. Every crazy thought was going through my head. But you got to remember, you make the money doesn't make you. No matter what the catastrophe is, no matter what the circumstances, at the end of the day, life moves on. Life doesn't stop for any of us, and life will not, will continue to move on anyways, with or without any of us. That's a harsh way to put it, but guess what, guys? That's life. So no matter how big the problem is, nothing is too big for life to stop for it, unless it's Judgment Day. Then at that point, I don't know. there's no tomorrow to worry about. It's all different now. It's done. No, there's no more tomorrow. It's all about what you did. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate you. Thanks for telling me to go. Oh man. So tell DS Pam he was a father. Yeah. See, I feel bad for his family. That's the only people I would feel bad for, his loved ones. Um, but again, you if I was to ask you this, for those of you out there, good look at this question. What value would you put? Does anyone in here have lost their loved one, like a parent, their mother or their father? Anyone in here? I'm just waiting until I hear if someone does. If yes. Because I'll tell you this. When I left Jordan when I was a kid, back when I was 9 years old. I know this sounds like the Robin Hood story so far. The guy Vlad. I promise you it's not. When I was a kid, I left the Ukraine. No, when I left Jordan when I was 9 years old, when I left, I've always thought about my grandma. I was a grandma's kid, okay, a grandma's boy. And when we moved to the States, my parents' conditions at that time, um, my parents didn't have the money to get me or my other siblings to go and visit back and see my grandma. My grandma was the person that was literally all the time feeding me, taking care of me. She would literally like berate my mom every time we go over for no reason, just to say, like, look at his face, it looks yellow, you're not feeding him. Like, she's that crazy, right? Good. about her kids, her grandkids. And when we left to the US, which I thank my family for always, of course, but my parents, as we were growing up, did not have the means to try to send us back. That's the truth, the reality. 20 years before I was able to go back. But guess what? In those 20 years, my grandma passed away. And I was never able to see her since I was a kid. If you ask me, how much will you pay just to have your grandma back again? There's not a number I can't come up with. I will pay the top and the bottom of whatever I have just to have another moment with her. And that's why I asked that question. Do any of you guys have a loved one like that, to that level? That's why I said I feel bad more for that gentleman. May his soul rest in peace. Doesn't matter whether he was a good guy or a bad guy. That's his business with his maker. But his family, it's not fair for their family. But money can't bring that. No matter what I put up as an offer, money can't bring her back. So the moral of the story is here, or this point, is that money comes and goes. Money, no matter what the amount of it is never worth your life, anyone else's life to take away or anything, because it can come, like I said, and it can go. And it can come back again and it can go again. You never know again. And once you die, one thing for sure is your money is not going to do anything for you. What is it going to buy you? A comfy grave? You're dead. You don't know how big it is, like 5 miles long, wide, 30 by 30. And we got it built on a house. It's not going to do shit for you. Worms are still going to eat you. Let's see. I'm going to continue so that you guys don't get emotional. Let's see. Pam saying hi to Captain Mindset. Leah the Lion. AMC will be Bitcoin price. You bet you it will. I hope it will. It depends on how everybody holds and how everything works out. But it's a logical question. Anybody say no is a pure kill. Let's just put it that way. I'm not saying that is the. I'm never gonna come out and say, where's the floor and where's the ceiling and where's the side fence and where's the pool. Again, everyone knows better for that. To each their own, and to each they have a different wall and they have a different ceiling, and we all gotta respect it. At the end of the day, we are all in the same pot and the same pool together. So none of you better piss on the rest. AMC equals Adrian murders corruption. Yes, Adrian. I love to mosey along where the vibes are true and welcoming in our community. That's why I'm here. Oh my God. Adrian, if I was able to fight off the tears of my grandma's story, then I'm having a hard time trying to fight them off right now. Much love, brother. This is why only amazing people coexist in the Pantheon tank. I call it the Pantheon tank. All good, AB. Let's have us a conviction convention. Now that's going to be the new joke that you use in Pantheon. AB is new news. This happened Monday. His hedge fund got liquidation. Oh, okay. That's good. Well, not head jumping, like the liquidation part. If they got liquidated, that means they were over margined, and that means they received a margin call. Remember, guys, some of the OGs in here that was here last week, not even that long ago, just last week. Do you remember on Friday when it closed and I came on the stream and I kept saying, guys, this is good. Like we had a violent dip from Thursday all the way to Friday. And I was like, this is crazy times. This is a great moment. You know what? Wink, wink. You know what I'm talking about. And now Wick, StockWiz, not Wick. I don't know why that came out. Sorry, StockWiz. Just said that happened on Monday. He got liquidated. Remember when I said somebody most likely got margined? Because it wasn't because of the AMC drop or the meme stocks that dropped. It's the other positions that I keep my eye on. You saw how violent Shopify dropped. You saw how violent Netflix obviously dropped. You saw how violent Amazon dropped. The index, the major index funds, NASDAQ, S&P 500, don't get it twisted. 2-3% is a major deal in those index funds. That's a lot. Go ask the 401ks. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make light of every crazy talk, you know, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's all, nothing is too important when it comes to your own health and emotions in your life. Everything is dispensable. I don't care what the amount or that figure is. So that's why I keep it light like this and we laugh about this, because at the end of the day, we in the right path. I always said we are not, as much as people or other creators are saying we're in the same market, we are not in the same markets, guys. Right now, this is what they're selling to us. Just like the fake number that you look at on your app every day. It's crap. We are not in the same market. We are on the opposite end of a seesaw. This goes down, this goes up. That's how it is. Again, they are leveraged and shorting us to oblivion. These other stocks are not. But these same people that are shorting us are heavily invested in the rest of these other stocks, like the Amazons, the Shopify's, index funds, all of them. When these other stocks drop in value, guess what? That triggers margins and that triggers extreme, like because think of it like this, your portfolio, their portfolio at that point, if you're in their position, hopefully you'll never be in their shoes. But they're holding shorts here and they got to keep a certain percentage in their portfolio so that they don't get margined. Because you know the people that the banks or the institutes that lent these brokers, or sorry, these entities that are shorting us, whoever lent them these shares, obviously those people have margin account. This is why for a while a lot of you were hearing that hype. Remember when you guys brought out the question to AB about why is everybody making a fuss about margin account? Why not just have a cash account or whatever? Well, for this very reason. When you have a margin account, they can squeeze you out. How do they squeeze you out? They keep dropping your cash flow. Because if you have a margin account, that means you either play in options or you're doing shorting as well. And you can't play options without having a margin account. You just can't. So when you see them like rip to the bottom, like when they know that, and this is why in the past year, majority of 2021, they were using our strategy against us. They were squeezing us out of our positions. Remember 3, 4, 5 months ago, there was many people that were posting that their accounts were getting liquidated. They were getting margin called by their brokers. Why? Because these people were playing options. They had a margin account and they weren't losing on the option. It's just that when they reached that certain threshold, then the broker, their broker that they're with, sent them a maintenance call, which is a margin call, aka margin call, and said, you need to deposit this much amount of money so that we can secure that in case your position drops further, we can get our money. You know, they want to take care of themselves. That's the purpose of a margin call. Because I see a lot of people asking also questions as in, what if a margin call comes and the person can't pay it? There's no such thing, because the threshold, the margin, and here's the only, like, I'm coming to you with the talk. Don't worry. I know it's a lot, but bear with me, guys. Because they already had a prearranged setting and they have a contract. I lend you these shares, you do your short or you do your options, but when it gets to a certain threshold, this is when I will liquidate your other positions or whatever, so I can make sure at all times that I can get my money. At least I can get my money out, the person, the broker that you're dealing with. However, where this thing went haywire is all these brokers, all these banks, all collaborated together with these evil entities. I mean, they're all evil at the end of the day, to short us. And they said, don't worry, we're not going to give you any threshold list or a certain percentage. You can just keep creating synthetics. And whenever you meet that level, we'll just give you some more leeway because the feds are giving us money. Don't worry. So the more you crap, somebody's going to pay the tab. And that's what they've been used to. But now, since that's the opposite, this is why I say on the 4th, if they announce that they are going to start unloading their assets and hike the rates up more, guess who puts the fire that on? The banks, the brokers that are giving these entities that are shorting us, lending them shares, or giving them leeway to do whatever they want, like the wild, wild west, without any penalties or without any thresholds to meet. Like in those times, in this past year or so, a year and a half, the stocks could have been shorted down to 1 penny. or the AMC could have went to $100 or $200 and nobody would get margined. Why? Because the feds is in the back, the plunge protection team is in the background. But now it's the opposite. It's opposite. It's completely the opposite. That's why I say May the 4th is literally, to me, as far as for the near future, not for long term, but just for the near future, is the very and the most important date yet to come. Because what they do on that time would speak loud volumes and loud words to my ears and to those who understand what that news means. Like I just explained to you, if they do that, they hike the rates, they go ahead and start unloading their assets. It's done, guys. It's done. And this is why I say that if there is in the near short term, if there is a squeeze, an imminent squeeze coming, I mean, the squeeze is imminent, but if it's going to be in the short term, it's going to be before these last 2 weeks of, May, or the last week of May, first week of June. Why? You guys, some of you guys might have came in late into the chat, but I've addressed that. But why? Because I think the last week of May and the first week of June is the time that the market would already be going into a crash. That's why everything is cleaned up. You might start seeing a lot of puts being loaded. People can't access their TCP accounts, so they can't move money out or try to save themselves. And when they have access again to their accounts, everything will be depleted. That makes so much more sense, guys, than blocking them out so that the whole world can sell for millions and thousands of dollars while only the servicemen can't sell. It's a small group in the pie. That doesn't make it or break it for the system. The reason why, if there is a short-term squeeze in the short term, upcoming short term, if there is a squeeze, it's going to happen before that time, because the people, they don't want to get out or change anything in the system are those people, the TCP accounts. So they're going to take a hit on their 401ks, their TCP accounts, all that stuff. All the 401ks are going to take a hit. And again, if they're blocked from transferring or doing anything, I mean, 401ks, they got them solved, because if they touch their money before, there's a big penalty on it. So it's already, after that first initial plunge from the break of the market, it's going to be so low that the holdings are going to be so low that if they want to take anything out of it, they're going to be basically paying a penalty. They're going to be losing even more than making any money. And here's the crazier part. Most of them are just going to sit there and they're going to take it like good boys and girls, unfortunately. Why? Because the system, their financial advisors always tell them one thing: hold. The S&P always goes down and eventually it rebounds back up. Instead, you should actually take the opportunity of loading back up on this and open yourself up for a bigger slaughter. So, in a nutshell, AB thinks if there is really a squeeze in June or May, it's going to be in the beginning to the mid of May, or at least before that week of the end of May and first week of June, because it makes more sense to me that that would happen and prevent people in the last week of May, after the squeeze is over, in the last week of May, first week of June, to prevent them from touching their assets or taking their TCP accounts or any of that stuff until after. And then when they come back and they're cleared after the first week of June, and June 4th or 5th, I think, when they're cleared to touch their assets again, they're going to touch nothing. Everything is down to shit. Hopefully that makes any sense. And again, guys, that's given the idea, if AB wants to buy the idea of there is a squeeze in the short term, in this short term, that's the dates that makes more sense to me, not the later dates. We'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, you heard it here first. The stock whiz. AB is new news. This happened Monday. Okay, I read that. I read it like it's crazy. Gotta bounce. Had a wonderful time. Have a great night, AB. God bless. God bless, Sagato. Thank you so much, and you have yourself a great night, brother. In about 15 minutes, guys, we're gonna wrap up, because I don't know. Most likely this is when Pantheon also goes on at midnight. So I don't know if there's a show or not tonight, but if there is, I just want to let go so, Pantheon can do his thing, because I will meet you guys all there, obviously, at the end of the day or at the end of the night. And I can go ahead and make me some hookah, watch some shows while I'm, tuned in with you guys on the Pantheon. Let's see. A wise old man once asked me a question. I'll never forget the answer to it. It was, he said, do you know when the world is going to end? The day you die. That's when the world ends. That's a wise man, believe it or not. It's true. You don't know what happens with the world after you die. So the world ends when you die. It's a very wise man. Stock whiz. Are you a U.S. citizen, AB? Yes, sir. I am, indeed. I got all my stars. I know more in the U.S. than I know anything in Jordan. Again, after I left when I was 9, I only been back once. Here's a true fact. Most people never acknowledge the most beautiful things in life are free. Man-made currency only buys man-made wants. All our needs are provided for free. You just gave me it's true, Adrian, but there are some things that can be bought that are not man-made. You can use that for your next joke. Stock whiz. How low do you think this will go? Cam and others keep saying the lower the better. Why is that? Can you explain? Okay. I kind of just explained it, but from the other perspective. As far as for us, how low is good for so many different reasons. As far as for, let's say, if we're using AMC as an example. How low means now it gives you the opportunity to load up more, right? You're averaging down more. So you're piling up more on something that you know is way overbought with God knows how many extra floats have we purchased. So when all that factors in, remember, the market maker has over 65 billion shares that retail have paid for, but the market maker never delivered. Over 65 billion shares. Let that number sink in. When that stuff have to go in or get accounted for, continuing. So that was just a side FYI. So that's the first thing. The second thing, when we go down, obviously someone is either shorting it or someone is selling their shares. Why is it good either way? If they're shorting it, they're making it more violent for later. If someone is selling their shares, we're gobbling them up because we love the stock, right? And we see that based on the transactions. We're not just I'm not just saying that, and you're not just saying that, and we're not just saying that because we want to believe that. This is not La La Land or fairy tale, although it feels like it. But so far, it's not the fairy tale part yet. But we're getting there. Trust me, it'll feel like it. You guys will see stars in the middle of the day when that moment comes. Um, some of you are gonna do some wild things with the AMC logo. I can only imagine. Oh my god, it's gonna be priceless to see it. So that's those are all good reasons why it's good when it drops. Um, Now, why it's the better part is the one that I was just talking about a little bit ago, which is why is it even better when the other stocks go down, the major stocks, because that's where their wealth is. That's what's hedging their short positions is their other part of their portfolio. If the other part of the portfolio, as you can see, this is the short positions, and this is their other part. If that's keep going down in value, the people that lent you this part, the shorts, are gonna come in knocking on the door saying, hey, the Fed is not paying us anything for you. No one is bailing you out. I want my money and I want my shares back. This guy, as this is dropping because it's losing its value, that's what causes those people to come knocking on this guy's doors. This guy comes, he takes it, and he goes like, I don't have any money. Well, he's going to say, why did you? He's going to talk back to that guy and say, you're the one who said, it's okay. Don't worry. I'll give you leeway. Because they're all going to blame each other. But at the same time, they're all equally screwed up. If this guy never gave this guy so much leeway and ignored all the margin call statuses that were at every step of the way, that means this guy will not be getting money from the feds. So he kept his mouth shut so he can get money from feds and make money off of it. But now when his ass turned under his ass, what does he do? Sorry for the A word here, guys. I normally keep it pretty rated. PG-13 in here. So when the fire is turned up under this guy's butt, now he's gonna I don't like it. He's gonna go after this guy and say, give me back what I gave you, and you gotta close your position. This guy says, well, no, you let me go all this time, and now when I'm at my worst position, now you want to go ahead and margin me? You should have margined me a long time ago. Screw you, go F yourself. Now, this person goes to cry to the feds and say, you guys should continue bailing us out because this guy is not listening. The feds was making a lot of money as well. How was it making a lot of money? Because every loan and repo and reverse repo he was handing out on a daily basis, he was making back a percentage on it. Even if it was low for over a year and a half, every repo since since March, but it really started truly in April of 2021. All transactions have been over 400, and repo and reverse repo transactions have been on the rise. When we hit after July of 2021, all repo transactions were over $1 trillion every day of repo and reverse repo transactions. The record was December 31st, 2021. Go back, fact check AB on his dates. December 31st, repo and reverse repo were at their all-time high at a whopping $1.9 trillion. 1.9, almost just 0.1, 100, basically just a little bit underneath 2 trillion. We can round it up here, right? Let's round it up. It's just 2 trillion rolls off the tongue much better. In one transaction of repo and reverse repo, right before the year ended. You know, obviously the point here, guys, is everybody was making so much money off of this except us. But what goes up must come down. And once upon a time, Adrian Hernandez, hear this out. A wise man once said, you can't keep a good dog down forever. We're the good dogs. And when it's time to collect each one of them, I just broke down a whole diagram for you guys, as in like why each thing and each one is going to crash right into the other. It's not going to be a particular person's fight or fault. This is why they use the Hank, the Archegos guy. He, the whole market is gonna, he's gonna do time for everybody else's mistakes. He happens to be the first person. He's the scapegoat. He's the sacrificial lamb, basically. He's gonna be the one doing the time. Melvin is gonna take the tarnishing, but he's getting paid for it, at least $5 billion from Citadel and I think Susquasha, whatever. Um, and he comes back into the game after 10, 12 years. Everybody forgets about everything, and the market and life moves on. We get rich, life moves on, and we do this again in the next 12 years. Sorry, guys, not to be a grim here on this, but for those who think that the market will change or they're trying to change the system, best of luck to you. I'm not gonna, I will always support change and success and innovative ideas and people who really want to, but that's not my cause on this planet. At the end of the day, that's a war that it's more of a loss than a win. I think I see greater things that could be happening in the meantime. You can go ahead and take care of yourself, but when you're good, you can take care of so many people around you and so many things around you. You can make a change. When the system is not making one, you're the one who can make a change. Put your energy and put majority of your energy into that. Make a change for the ones around you, for the people that really don't even have the vision that you do or even the chance that you had. Um, and let that be your legacy on this planet before you leave. Because once you leave, as Adrian once said, him and his wise man, the world is over. Is there a way to know their top holdings on their longs? You could use obviously Fintel, but again, there is like what's reported, I believe, is way less than what's actually there or what coexists. So at the end of the day, just know this. Eh, Diamond hand talk and diamond hand not talk is true. It is true, 100%. I say this because I've been in the market for years, not before this meme stock saga and 2020 and all this stuff when the market got shut and everything was so cheap. So it was natural that everything was going to go back up. Here's what I mean by this. If you have a strategy, a set strategy put in place, and a lot of people have this, and I so love that strategy. Take care of yourself along the way. And when you're good, leave some on the table for guess what? The FU money. That's what actual diamond handing is. Now, diamond hand, that you just hold the whole position and just wait for whatever the wall is or whatever your floor is. That's not called diamond hand. That's called diamond crystal brain, crystal mind. It looks like a diamond, but it breaks much easier and it's fake diamond. It's crystal. It will break. That's ludicrous and that's crazy. That you don't take care of yourself along the way, and you just hope. You're just doing this whole thing based on a hope that it goes to a certain figure, and then you can let go. Hey, this float is sold so many times over. I'm never going to tell somebody or anyone when to sell, when to buy, or what number to sell, or what number to buy. But I'll say this: take care of yourselves and leave space for FU money. Just leave some space for FU money, but take care of yourself. Um, I just also earlier in the chat tapped in mindset. You remember, you were here long enough. I broke down something that showed you that it's possible for you to make 384 or almost $400,000 a year just day trading, starting with 100K. And for those of you who's in here now, you can go back and listen to the live in the beginning, not early in the beginning, but some point throughout, like after the first 20, 30 minutes, or at least after the first 15 minutes, and you'll see what AB was talking about. It's possible. El posible. Let's see. Adrian Fernandez. Um, so it is Adrian Fernandez. Have I been saying Hernandez? No, I haven't been saying Hernandez. You know that's a player. You got a very famous name, Adrian. When it comes to AMC versus Wall Street, I'll coin Lil Wayne for a hot sec. We are not the same. I'm a Martian. Man, I remember that song. Lil Wayne, if he didn't get screwed by Birdman, Lil Wayne was like the GOAT at some point. Literally, like nothing can even come close. Like not even Drake could come close back then. It was just him. Anything he does will turn into gold. Bars after bars. Here's a true fact most people never acknowledge. The most beautiful. Oh, no, I read that. How did I just go back up? Ah, okay, I got it back. I'm about to load up the Mack truck and and the ponton boat. Save me space. Save me a spot, Adrian. So you're saying it could happen before June 3rd executive order from Biden? Of course, I definitely think that. Think of this stock whiz. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen or it is going to happen. I'm not saying this is my pick, but I'm saying if it does, it's going to happen. It makes more sense that it happens before because remember this on the other side, everything they do, they can't do it in a way that's very obvious. Um, they will always try to outmaneuver you. So, for example, when you expect an earnings call to be great, what they do is they load up weeks in advance because they know that's what's going to be. People always have insider info. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. They load up and the price goes up unexplainably, like 2, 3, 4 weeks before the earnings. And when the earnings come, everybody is already expecting a great earnings. So retail expects a rise at that moment and when the earnings are reported. But at that point, that's when suddenly the stock dumps and people start to turn around and say, this makes no sense, manipulation, whatever. Well, the manipulation happened in the insider trading. But what happened that day was not manipulation. It was just natural. Everybody already took their positions. They much earlier. And when they knew the whole herd and the herds were all approaching to try to buy in because they heard good earnings, that's when people were walking in to buy the exit holdings of the people of those insiders from earlier. So if they're walking out with a bag of money that you helped bring in, you come in with your money and they're closing it, packaging it up, putting it in suitcases and walking out the back. And then you're standing there left like, this was great earnings. Why did this not surge? Why did this not go up? This is bullcrap, manipulation. I'm calling GG. Leave the man alone for that one. It's just the corruption of the system we work in. But when you understand the system and you understand the way that they operate in and the way they behave, guess what? You play their games. And you don't play it like them. You outmaneuver them in them because you already know what they're going to do. Take your money and you out. I mean, at the beginning of this chat, all of you that are in here, you remember I pointed something that no other creator has pointed out. Yes, it is about the Weebles and the Robin Hoods. Yes, people like, again, AB is not your news reporter. AB will report some, but this is not, you don't come here to hear the news from me. You want to come here so you can hear how to apply news and how to apply rumors to something. We come here so we all can learn from each other. Like Stockwiz just came in and gave us that info, that news. Now that news is going to make AB go and act on it. It's all about knowing what to do with the news and the rumors rather than just hearing them and then, okay, get hyped, but then what? Mm-hmm. Let me see, where am I at? They don't get margin because margin is artificial butter. Butter is slick, too greasy to catch or grab. Them days are gone. Walter White. Who knows that? Breaking Bad. Oh my God. Margin also makes AMC popcorn delicious. Therefore, margin absolutely means Moas. I'm down with the Adrian. I feel like we're moving up soon. Tendy Lion 33, how are you doing? Yes, I feel it too. I feel it like the weekend, straight up. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, family. I will make a video, and if I can find Ken Griffin email or LinkedIn or something, I'll send it to him. Like, just with the new mic that I purchased that I will soon start the airing out of. I'll make a song and I'll try to echo out my chords and stuff because I know I don't have a singing voice. It's terrible. Ask the shower; they'll tell you. The shower head will tell you. And I'll literally make that song afterwards. You don't have to cry. Oh my God. That's if the guy don't jump before he hears the song. Stock whiz. Oh my God. Sorry guys, no pun intended, but you know what's up. Adrian Fernandez, AB, the most beautiful things in life can't be bought. Honesty, integrity, air, food, oxygen, shelter, time, family moments. But I got you, bro. You're also correct in what you said too. Thank you so much, brother. It means the world to me. For what it's worth, it means a lot to me. It means more than anything. When I hear things like that from people that I personally never met in person, but they say this, it means the world. For whatever it's worth. Again, AB is not the best person with taking compliments, as you guys might know by now. Majority of the OG subscribers, they know this. I don't like the spotlight as much, but I love to push people, and I love to push people in a good way to succeed and reach their full potential in life. Everybody has a gift in this life, guys. Every person. It's just up to you to try to unlock that gift. I know what mine is. I'm a very good strategist, a great strategist, and I'm told I have a big heart. But again, that's for you guys to decide, not me. But I'm a great strategist. It's all comes down to strategy. That's my gift in life. So I polish it. I work on it and I try to make it stronger and stronger. Every single person has a gift. You were born with some gift. Obviously, many more than others. And God bless you. But it's up to you to try to unlock those gifts and polish them so you can get better and better with them. That's why you always the student, guys. AB always say this, and you guys get tired of me saying it. But again, it's the truth. The truth is the truth. And you might not agree on this, but this is what I think. The moment you label yourself a teacher is the moment your life is over in this basically in this world. You die the same day or moment you label yourself a teacher. You always want to be the student, my beloved friends and family. You always want to be a student, because even until your last breath on this earth, or on the moon after the Moas or Mars, who knows, wherever you're at, till your last moment, there's always more to learn. Of course, you can always learn and teach. Pass the info. Nothing can be held and that's it. Like, if people don't learn something through you, they'll learn it through someone else. So pass the knowledge, but never get to a point where you feel like you got it all and you don't need to grow anymore. That's when you actually die. The day that you stop learning is the day you die in life. You're just a walking corpse. Adrian Fernandez, I can hunt, fish, and build. I know what water is safe to drink in the wilderness and what isn't. The most beautiful things in life and the most necessary things in life are free. It's true. It's true. And you know what's crazy? It's funny, but it's true. It's true. The smartest man to ever live is the man that decided, well, two of them. One, the guy that created the gun, because when he created the gun, he said, finally, I just made everyone equal in life. Now the weak is the same strength, has the same strength as the powerful, and the powerful is the same as the weak, because the gun leveled out the playing fields. I don't like guns, believe it or not, but it did. Truthfully, now any schmuck, anybody can grab a gun, and it don't matter. You can be Arnold Schwarzenegger in your prime in the 80s, and all that stuff. Quick, one to the chopper. And you can be that, and a simple bullet could just take you out. That's one of the the smartest men. And the second smartest man, or the smartest man, is the first one that came up with the idea of putting water in a bottle and selling it. It worked. Of course, that's different smart than the smart of like Nikola Tesla minds or Leonardo da Vinci's or even the Elon Musk's. Just because we live with him today, that doesn't mean the history will not remember him as such. Needs are free, but wants costs. That is true. Uh, but what I want, but I want this MOAS to happen because I need it to happen. Oxymoron. Much love, AB. You're absolutely a solid man. Adrian Fernandez, thank you, brother. I always use much love. That's what everybody knows me for. So, you know, it's patented. Royalties. Lunar. Okay, I see what you did there. DWAC. I get asked about that. This is the second time, I think. Well, not a lot. Yeah, just second time. I'll tell you this, Lunar. DWAC, look at the prices at right now. This is my AB's input on this, okay? Output on this. DWAC, it's in 40 something. Last time I checked, 43, 44, depending on what happened in after hours today. What is the price of AMC? See, this is where I'm going to compare that stock, and here's where I'm going with this. You'll see, AMC is at 15.50. When DWAC squeezes, let's say DWAC squeezes, do you think that it will squeeze, or it has more potential to squeeze higher than what AMC will squeeze to? If the answer is yes, I don't need to tell you anything else. It ends. We nip that cigarette right up the butt, right there. But if the answer is no, then you also got your answer. For $45, $55, you could basically get about 3 AMCs. 3 AMCs, even if AMC goes to, and again, this is a hypothetical, just equation speaking, even if you sell, not forget where it goes to, even if you sell each AMC at $100 each, if it ever squeezes to $100, that's $300 versus if one DWAC squeezes up to what, 180, 150, is that more or is that less than 300? So that's the answer for that one. Hopefully that answers that question. Now, as far as long term, DWAC is a fundamentally good channel, especially if the Republicans take control in the next midterms or in the future election. Clearly, you know why, because conservatives and Republicans are diehard fans and supporters. So they're the DWAC connection with them and all that stuff. So they will push that stock crazy. Yeah, all I say is wait for a great entry point and don't miss. Again, not financial advice, but hopefully that answers it, Lunar. Hopefully that answers it. Adrian Fernandez, are those the 10K MOAS Ape headphones you're rocking? No, they're not. These are pretty cheap, actually. Now, however, I just ordered the new camera and a new microphone as well. Oh my God, guys, we're moving up in this game, in this life. Soon you're gonna start seeing music and intros and outros and logos and all that stuff. If he's gonna come to you from the side, he's gonna be like, hit him from the left, hit him from the right. Can't be moved, can't be stopped. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I just got to learn the stream application settings and fix things up and get up to the 21st century. There is a such thing as diamond ignorance, and boy, are we seeing it. Yes, it is true. Crystal, diamond. AB, can I ask you what country you're currently located in? I'm in Texas. What county? Oh, okay. I'm in Ohio. Yes, unfortunately, the Midwest. Um, so, ooh, what time is it? 11:53. Okay. So within the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna power through the all the comments, guys, and then I'll see you guys at the Pantheon tank. Texas is about to be its own self-sustaining county. There's a lot of truth to that. Texas and California. You know why? California is so tired of always being the backup. Every the state that always gets hurt the first whenever there's a recession is California. California is responsible for 50 or 60% of the economy in the US. A lot of people don't know that. California have filed for its independence so many times in the past, and it just can't. So you got states like Delaware and Vermont. People are living tax-free in there because people like Pam, who lives in California, gotta pay for three people's worth of tax. Not funny, but it's the reality. Yeah, but Texas, yes, real talk, man. No wonder why Tesla took its plant down there. It's smart. Texas is the place to live. I've been looking, by the way, Adrian, I've been looking for places in Houston. I've looked at places in Austin, and I've looked at places in San Antonio. And I don't know which one to lean toward yet. And I'm looking at places in Florida as well. California, I got a lot of lovers, people, not lovers as in significant others. I mean, lovers, family loving members that are down there. So anytime I go, I'm welcome and I'm good. AB talks facts in a refreshing, realistic manner. And boy, is it rejuvenating. Well, I'm glad it is. I'm glad it is. Again, it means a lot coming from you, Adrian, and from any of you guys in the chat. This is why I love doing this. This is why I love all of you guys, is because I'm me. I'm me with you guys. That's why I do so many lives, because I don't rehearse this. I don't know who's going to come and ask what or say what. I just be me. Just be you. And, you learn and you teach. That's the course of life. That's how I take my take on life. Both are. Thank you, Tapped in Mindset. When Pantheon Radio? Is it? I'm pretty sure tonight, right? Hopefully there's one tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there and seeing Pantheon here in Pantheon in a bit. AB, we will meet in person soon. That's a guarantee, brother, as is true with many of us apes. Yeah, you bet your ass that's correct. I look forward to it. I can't wait, actually. StockWiz, what do you do besides YouTube, AB? Okay, YouTube is pretty new for me. I own two of my small businesses, a cafe and a restaurant. AB has a video, it was a live that says, it was a few weeks old, that said the AB story and explains all that. Feel free to go and view it, because it's real-time stuff. But AB, in a nutshell, AB had a dream when he was 18 to never work for someone else but to himself. So he went out into the wilderness, not like George in the jungle, but he went out into the wilderness asking the powers at be and the Most High to show him the light, show him the way. Finally, something came out, and I came back from the wilderness. This is true. And I wrote a plan while I was there and came back, and I stuck true to it. From 18 to 21, my plan was to own my first business at 21, and I did it. It was a cell phone carrier store, an indirect authorized dealer. I opened it, And from there, it was different. It was just living the entrepreneur life from 21. I've never worked for any entity besides myself. I really take that to heart, and I take pride in that. That's my that because that was a big goal for me, and that's why I did what I did. So yeah, after the cell phone store, I opened up a hookah bar cafe, and I hosted so many people in it. It was amazing. Um, I got pictures with the people like Kyrie Irving, a lot of football and basketball stars that passed through in Cincinnati. I sold that. I opened up the first chain of my restaurant, which is the Greek restaurant called Greek Burrito in Newport on the Levee. And then after 8 years down there, and guess what? In Newport on the Levee, guess who's in our same complex? It's in a big complex. In the same complex, in that same big building, we have AMC on the top. But like I said, that same complex, unfortunately, we were there for 8 years. When pandemic hit, they closed it down and they did renovations. So I couldn't close down my restaurant. They offered me to do that. So what I did instead is I moved the restaurant over and opened it up in a different mall. So it's a mall restaurant now in Florence Mall in Kentucky. And the cafe is also a coffee shop. It's not a hookah bar anymore. It's just a coffee shop. Uh, we make lattes, espressos, and everything. Um, and I just do, like I said, entrepreneur stuff. Whenever I see an opportunity, I jump on it. Remember fidget spinners when they were a style when they first came out? I went and did like 5 contracts with 5 different mall outlets and took kiosks from them. And I hired a couple of college students in each one, and I had them sell fidget spinners. I got them from China all the way. I contacted a wholesale or a warehouse, and they shipped me like big quantities in boxes. And those things were flying off the shelf over there. I put them on the kiosk, and they were selling. Um, excuse me, just for one summer. Then I took that out. It was great because now I made connections with all these malls. So it's all about that. It's interconnected. One thing leads to another. Um, I love it. I love it. When I'm playing Monopoly with my own life, it's as dangerous and scary as it is. I love it. And this is why I love trading as well, because it matches that narrative in life. That's in a nutshell, just giving you a quick rundown. There's a bunch of other stuff that obviously I could break down, but in a nutshell, that's what it is, StockWiz. Imagine going to school for years to get your teaching degree, and AV says the moment you become a teacher, you stop growing. Well, you know why, folks? Because even teachers, the wise ones, know that they still got more to learn. That's why they have post grad and they have bachelors. I mean, after the bachelor, they have masters, and then they have your PhD. And again, you keep growing. There's always something that someone else knows more than you that you can learn. Now, the ones that think they know it all, obviously, they cap their potential growth and they will stay there and they'll ask themselves, I've been in this job for 10 years. Still did not get a promotion. Look inwards, my friend. That's how life is. You gotta continue growing. But folks, it is true. That's like a slap to the face. I can never know everything, but I want to learn everything before I die. That is, Adrian, you just put what I want to say, but you put it in a sentence. That's why I love all of you guys, because we all got so much to learn from each other. Well said. You should put like that little space, whatever thing, that fancy space looking symbol, and put after it like Adrian, and then your signature after that statement. And post it on Facebook and all social media and start getting all those likes. Everything, unfortunately, is abused as a weapon. Of course it is. We are smart, we invested in AMC, and we will get paid. You know who can say that statement best? Boss Blunts. I can see him say that statement. Like, I can never, I can't, like, I can't say it exactly like him, but if Leo the Lion, if we got Boss Blunts to say that, it'll be dope. It'll be fire. Fun went up too because of Trump, right? Social truth. That is true. But remember, fun is always on the same, almost the same algorithm as DWAC. It is nothing much more than pump and dump stock unless, excuse me, it's for a long-term play. So if you're doing long-term and you don't care about the short term, hey, might be good. But here's the dangerous part. We're heading into a recession. Fire sales happen. Stocks like fun might get dumped and it might get delisted at some point. A lot of companies, one thing I want to let all of you guys know, it's not just the shorts that is going to hurt. There's going to be a lot of innocent companies that have nothing to do with this crap that will fold simply because they're not going to be able to handle this recession that and the condition of the market, that the market basically that we're all going to be in. Nobody's going to be buying. Their financials were already weak. It's very shaky, and they're just going to fold. So it's going to be up to you to know which rock you're going to step on that looks like it's floating, but which one is really going to float and which one is going to drown. You're stepping on landmines. I've acquired 2 masters. I love to pretend that I'm pretty funny. Well, wow. Adrian. Wow. Wow, man. Well, no, there's no doubt that not only that you're the funniest here, but you're also the most likely the smartest. I have a lot to learn from you, brother. Once Citadel goes down, I'm gonna take one PC and play games on it. Look at the line. The funny thing is, I can imagine it. People, apes are going in, walking in, and like, hey, I'm taking this keyboard. No, I'm taking this printer. Fighting over stuff. And then you're gonna see Kenny like sitting in the middle with like 2 hairs standing up. He's sitting in the middle of the lobby, like down, like someone is gonna come and take the pen out of him, take his jacket off. I can see that moment. That scene is gonna be unbelievable. I can't wait to see the movie, like similar to Margin Call, that will come about the meme stocks in the near future or in the future. Yeah, Pavloko knows what Ivy is talking about. Can't be moved, can't be touched. Ah, we hot. Maybe to use StreamYard. I don't know what that is, to be honest, Adrian. Don't get me started on California. Knows how to buy. No, you're talking about the state. I know. Because you live there, tell dog. You got a lot of problems. Vermont, aka Vermont. We need a Vermont person to come out here to actually try to say, no, Vermont is actually what? What? Vermont is what? Because Adrian, you hit it. I'm in San Antonio, brother. Okay. All right, then. I'm definitely going to check that out then, brother. Tell dog, Adrian, I could use some Pantheon radio. There is a Pantheon radio tonight, right? Somebody can confirm, hopefully. Charlie B, good evening, AB. Good evening. I was almost gonna say good morning. Well, technically it is kind of good morning. It is after past 12 officially. But Charlie B, how are you, brother? Good morning. Kershaw. What a pleasure. What an absolute pleasure to also run into you and catch you finally in one of my personal lives now. It's an absolute pleasure, my friend. Welcome. How nice to see you live. Trust me, I'd say the same thing. I never want to see me dead. You know I'm just messing with you, Kershaw. I'm a teacher. I always learn. See? Guys, and I am a nobody. Imagine when people like Adrian, all of you guys, and Kershaw, who are absolute stalwarts in this world and in the community, that say stuff like this. These things, they speak volumes. Only the ignorant will think that learning is a form of demeaning or downing yourself. It's not a status. Learning is not a status to be earned. It's a way of life. Well, for me at least. Look at that. Like, I'll leave the mayo for him. Leave the lion. Talking about Griffin, I know you. Yo, his suit might be worth thousands. Leo the lion, you're already in MMA. Oh my God, you're already in MMA. You're oh my God, you're gonna like put King Griffin in like an arm triangle, an arm bar, sorry, and you're gonna get like you're gonna get the half guard on him, and you're gonna take the suit off. I feel bad for that guy. As much as I don't envy him, I feel bad for him in that situation. Is he so far behind in chat? Yeah, kind of. Well, now I caught up. Just popped in. AB, are you sure that's tobacco, tell dog? I 100% tell you that this is tobacco. This is 100% tobacco. I just had I broke my fast 2 hours ago because to me it seems like a little bit ago, but it was 2 hours ago. Um, and finally I get energy because when you fast and you got nothing in your system, you're in like energy less. But now all the energy is back. So, anyways, nobody have confirmed if Pantheon is on, guys. Tell me, guys. I'll give him some cuckoo, but it's actually baby powder. Save it, leave the lion. Save it for Kenny Griffin. He's gonna need that. I couldn't help that. Why not? I believe it too. I would think that if I was watching me, I would think that. All right, guys. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap up. I hope that there is a Pantheon. Yeah, I know. I checked on my notifications and stuff, and I didn't see a Pantheon thing. But then again, that guy is very like his values and his principles are really high. It might possibly be that he saw that we might be here, and he could be prolonging it just for this. And if that's the case, I am so ashamed. Again, my purpose was not to come out at this time. My purpose was to come out, and I didn't think it was going to be 2.5 hours, guys, but you guys are so wonderful. And once again, guys, I hope that that's not the case. I'm very eager to hear the great Pantheon, obviously, great friend, great mentor as well to all of us, right? All right. You guys, we all have a lot to learn. And Pantheon is a great source for that as well. So once again, guys, I'm going to tell you something that you already know. Well, at least the OGs already know. This is the dessert that I will go and eat after. It's called katayef. This thing is filled with walnuts, cinnamon, honey dough, and all that kind of stuff. Which means I'm going to get even way more excited. And you guys might see that if there's a Pantheon show, but I want to log off. So in case he is out there and thinking that, I do not want to take his time. That's not the intention here. I want to make another hookah. I want to watch my shows. I literally feel like I'm literally like sitting there around you guys. And I'm sitting in the middle. And the only thing I can think of is if we have a bonfire in front of us, amongst us in the middle, and we're all enjoying whatever beverage and whatever, food next to each other and just talking all night long. Because after the MOAS, we're not going to have to cater to anything. We're going to at least owe it to ourselves to be MIA on some island or somewhere next to a bonfire on a beach somewhere, all of us, for at least 2-3 weeks away from all this crazy junk and the craziness that is happening with this world and the madness that we were in for over a year and a half. So with that being said, guys, I will say this. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thanks for your support, guys. Appreciate all your great comments and all your great valuable info that I learned from, obviously. And thank you all for being the best and the greatest, because literally every time I pop on, to me it feels like it's the first time. But again, when I come on, it's for the first time and it's with family. It's easier to be myself. As you can see, I'm melting in front of you guys because I value all of you guys to a higher standard, and I appreciate you guys as well. So once again, much love, AV Investments.